welcome to the Veggie Kitchen. I'm your host Ed. We're coming to you from Orange County, California, and today I'm baking up an apricot pie. Stay tuned, veggiekitchen.org. Welcome back. Summer's here. The stone fruits are all in season in the supermarket. The apricots look so good we had to buy them. We're going to show you how to make a pie. We're not going to start from scratch for this pie, making it a little easier. We're not going to roll out any dough. I went also and bought some frozen pie shells. These come in a pack of 2. This is an organic whole wheat pie shell. No problem. We're going to use it. What I'm going to do to make it go a little quicker, I'm going to pre-cook the pie crust. Punching a few holes with the fork. I'm going to let this cook for about 6 or 7 minutes before we make the pie, okay? So I'll get this in the oven. Put it on a pie sheet, a baking sheet. It's 8, okay. The oven is set at 350 degrees, and now we're going to start. I bought 3 pounds of apricots. I let them ripen all week. They need to be ripe before you cook them. And I'm just simply going to cut them along the line. They come with a little, they're so perfect, right? Fruit's so perfect. A little bit of a crease down one side, just cut them down the crease. Just open them up, the seed will come out. So simple. And I'm cutting this into 3 bits, into thirds. That's all. I'm going to do this with all 3 pounds of them. Put them in the pot. I'm adding a half cup of raw sugar and a half cup of brown sugar. See, we're trying to speed up the process here. A little more time on the front end maybe, but the end result, well worth it. So you're going to get a pie that's going to have a home-cooked flavor, and you're not necessarily starting from scratch. I'm going to cook the apricots first for about 10 minutes on the stove. Let them pre-cook. That way when we come down to the baking, it'll take less time to bake. Okay, so I'm going to finish cutting these up, put them in the pot, put them on the stove. We'll be back in a little bit. veggiekitchen.org. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. During that time, the pie crust was pre-cooking in the oven. Actually, it cooked for about 8 minutes. And I've been letting it cool for the last 2 minutes while the apricots were cooking. We cooked the apricots down. I cooked them down for about 10 minutes. Pre-cooked them because we're putting this pie together in stages here. Rather than starting from scratch, we used the store-bought crust. And I wanted to cook it a little bit first so that when we put the apricot in it, the bottom's already had a chance to cook, so the bottom won't be raw when we pull it out. Because at the end, we're only going to cook it for about 12 minutes. That's all it's going to need. A regular pie from scratch, you have to cook for maybe 40-45 minutes. You have to be careful about the crust burning. So this way, we're going to get a home-baked flavor without all the steps. Okay? Now for the topping, I'm going to make a crumble. For the topping, I went out and bought some cereal. This is just like a granola. It's a vanilla almond crunch or something. They had like a maple flavor. Several different types of cereals. And I've got 2 cups of cereal. This has flakes in it. It has granola, almonds, all that kind of stuff. I'm using this, and I'm going to crunch it down a little bit. I'm going to break it down because the flakes are kind of big. They're like cornflakes or something. But this is really nice. It has a good crunch on the top, a good flavor, and again, quicker than making a pie from scratch. Okay, looks good. I'm adding just a bit of almonds. I have, there you go, a little bit of that. And I'm adding some sugar, some flour, just a little bit of baking powder. I don't need too much because there's not really much flour in here because most of it's the cereal and the cereal's already cooked. And I'm adding a little bit of margarine. And some honey. I'm adding the honey so at the end it'll hold the crumble together and also gives it a nice sheen, a nice color. It's shiny on the top. Okay. It's a matter now of mixing all this together. And then we're going to simply spoon this on top of the pie. I'm using a spatula here. I really would like to put my hands in and just crunch it all together real fast, just really quick, just goo it up. but I'm being genteel. I don't know why. Cooking is you can be a little aggressive in cooking. Okay. I'll let this sit for a minute. Pie crust and the apricots. Beautiful apricot. These apricots have such a beautiful fragrance. You don't even know how delicious. I need a slotted spoon. When I cooked them down, they became real syrupy. So I'm going to just use a slotted spoon so I'm catching more of the fruit and less of the syrup. And I'm saving the syrup. I'll use it later. I think I already told you. Did I tell you we started with 3 pounds of fruit? We added just enough sugar to cut the tartness. So you have that beautiful apricot flavor, sweet and a little tart. Yeah, I'm just trying to put more fruit and syrup. Look at that. So nice. The syrup, when it's left over, I'm going to just add a little bit of vanilla and some cinnamon to it, and I'm going to use it as a topping. You could use it, I'm going to use it on the pie, but you could also use it on pancakes or something. It's just too nice to waste. You got to save it. See, look at this. 3 pounds, almost perfectly filling it. And now finishing this up here. As I said, this is only going to cook for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes at the most, because we've done the pre-cooking. If you were going to put the fruit in here raw, then you would have to go about 40 minutes to make the pie. Now these pie crusts I bought frozen, they come 2 in a pack. So if you wanted to, you could put one on the bottom, and then you could use the other one and put it on the top and make the pie crust topping. But I'm going with the crumble. It's just really cool. Okay, I'm ready. See, I'm just going to spoon it onto the top, cover the whole area. It's going to be nice and crunchy, and I didn't have to use much sweetener because the cereal, the vanilla almond cereal I'm using, already has flavor. A nice flavor. We used almonds, but you could use walnuts, any kind of fruit you wanted, sunflower seeds, whatever you wanted. Or you could go simply just with the cereal. You could use a granola cereal. That's what this has, a lot of oats in it. It's just a nice flavor, and again, it's quicker. And you're still going to have that homemade vibe. People are going to say, dang, who knew you could bake? Okay, I'm just filling the spots. Here we go. And then in the oven, as I said, maybe, I'll check it at 12 minutes and we'll see where we are. I'm trying to rush because we're on camera, because I'm ordinarily kind of the perfectionist, you know what I mean? I think it looks good. All I'm doing is trying to cover the entire top, and I think I got it where I want it. Okay. Put this on top of my baking sheet and back in the oven. I'll come back and check it in 12 minutes, okay? VeggieKitchen.org. Hot, hot. We're back, and here it is. It was 15 minutes at 350 degrees. I just pulled the pie out. It's a golden brown. It smells so nice. So I want you to go out and try this recipe. Buy yourself a frozen crust, get some cereal, make it up the way I did. The recipe will be online at VeggieKitchen.org. And you're good to go. Delicious apricot pie. I have to let it sit for about 30 minutes before I cut it so it cools. So you can't see that part, and well, you can't taste it either, so you got to make your own. Okay, VeggieKitchen.org. As always, we thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.